Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Han Solo. I'm Captain of the Millennium Falcon. Bond.
Up in the sky! It's a bird!
It's a plane!
It's Superman!
Hasta la vista, baby.
Say hello to my little friend!
Here's Johnny.
And here we go.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, but 7th episode of Snack and Chat. I hope all of you have had a wonderful week and day. I know I have. By the way, I just started watching the new Amazon Prime show Hunters with Al Pacino. I know it's gotten some pretty mediocre reviews so far, but I've personally really enjoyed the show so far. I'm like 4 episodes in right now, and I definitely recommend it for you guys to go out and watch it. So yeah, let's jump into some movie news right off the bat here. Well, actually, first of all, I got my snack. I got some Bimbo Mini Muffins. That's right, we got some Bimbo Mini Muffins. If you have not gotten your Bimbo Mini Muffins, make sure you go to your nearest store around your house or wherever you live and get yourself some Bimbo Mini Muffins. You're not sponsored by Bimbo. So now let's hop into the second topic, and that is Jurassic World 3. Not only has Jurassic World 3 begun shooting, but it's also found its title in Jurassic World Domination, which I think is a pretty good title. I think so myself. Now, I don't usually talk about titles because I don't think it's really exciting and really an exciting thing to talk about. However, the reason why I want to talk about this one is because of how excited I am for seeing this film because of that short film that came out recently, Battle at Big Rock, because I think if Jurassic World 3 stays in the same vein as Battle at Big Rock, I'd be totally up for it. I think it'd be a total blast to watch, and I think it will stay in that same vein. And even Chris Pratt has come out and said that this movie's going to kind of be like the Avengers Endgame of this franchise. Now, I doubt that's going to be as good as Avengers Endgame, but I see why he's saying it's going to be like Avengers Endgame because of the fact that all the older characters are coming back. This is going to be like the culmination of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World franchise, so I get what he's saying there, but I'm really excited about seeing this movie. So let's see what this film has to offer when it releases next year. I believe it releases next year. And let's hop into our next topic, but before we do, let's eat some Bimbo Muffins. Yeah. Okay, so now let's actually hop into our third topic, and it just so happens to be about Creed 3. I mean, who would have thought of that? I mean, I sure didn't. But let's talk about Creed 3 here. So MGM has hired a writer for the third film in the Creed saga, Zach Baylin, he just recently wrote the script for a new tennis biopic film starring Will Smith. So MGM has hired Zach Baylin for a Creed 3 film. Now, I personally adore the first Creed movie. I just love that movie to its very core. I enjoyed the second one nowhere near as much as the first one, but I enjoyed the second one quite a bit. Now, Creed is one of those franchises that I wouldn't really mind seeing another one, but if they came up with a good story, I would be totally up for seeing these awesome characters return to the big screen again if they have a great story for these characters. Plus, the writer has already delved into the sports world, so you have that. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I mean, no other details were shown. I mean, I'm totally up for a Creed 3. Do we necessarily need one? I don't really think so, but I'm totally up for a third Creed. Who's gonna direct it? I mean, Ryan Coogler? Ryan Coogler, anyone? I mean, I don't know, that's gonna be pretty tough. But I'm up for a Creed 3. Let's see what they're gonna do with this movie. And let's move on to the next topic, and that is Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, that is right, folks. Indiana Jones 5. Indiana Jones 5 has gone through more up and downs than probably Indiana Jones himself. So much so that Steven Spielberg himself, the one that is supposed to direct the 5th installment into the Indiana Jones franchise, has dropped out. But, there are talks that James Mangold himself, that is right, folks, the director of one of the best comic book films of all time, Logan, and the director of another amazing film, Ford v Ferrari, and he's also director 310 to Yuma and the Wolverine, and you guys know who James Mangold is, I'm sure, if you're watching this. He's in talks for taking over for Steven Spielberg. Now, before I get any further, I like to let you guys know that I have seen an Indiana Jones film. I've seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. I've seen half of Temple of Doom. However, I've not seen Last Crusade or Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Don't worry, I'll get to them very soon, and I'm sure I'll finish Temple of Doom as well. So anyways, let's talk about Indiana Jones here. So look, I'll start off by saying this. You guys know how much I love Steven Spielberg. Steven Spielberg has directed some of my favorite films of all time. Whether you're talking about E.T., whether you're talking about Jaws, whether you're talking about Saving Private Ryan, Steven Spielberg is fantastic. And for me, I'd put him on my Mount Rushmore of directors. He is amazing, okay? I love Steven Spielberg. And I've enjoyed his latest films. Like, I had a great time with Ready Player One. I liked The Post. I mean, I thought the first half was pretty dull, but the second half was really good. Bridge of Spies, to be honest, I don't really remember it much. The BFG I thought was a nice kids movie, but I've enjoyed Steven Spielberg's latest films. However, if you were to tell me that James Mangold is going to take over for Steven Spielberg, I gotta be honest with you. Right now, okay, I'm not talking about overall, but right now, I think James Mangold is a better pick than Steven Spielberg. That is right, folks. I have said it. Because to me personally, I just think that James Mangold is putting out better quality films than Steven Spielberg is right now. Again, I'm not talking about overall, I'm talking about lately. James Mangold has put out better quality films than Steven Spielberg. And yes, there's the argument that Steven Spielberg has that Indiana Jones magic, and I agree with that because Steven Spielberg knows this franchise and this character so well. He absolutely has the Indiana Jones magic. However, James Mangold, once again, to me lately has put out better quality films than Steven Spielberg, okay? Now, if James Mangold could send off Logan on a high note, James Mangold could send off Indiana Jones as a high note. I just believe in that. I'm sure he can do a great job with this. Now, will Harrison Ford be 190 years old by the time this movie comes out? Well, that's a whole other question in itself. But I personally think James Mangold is a brilliant pick for taking over Steven Spielberg's directing chair, and I think he could do a pretty solid job with this movie. Once again, I still gotta finish watching Last Crusade and Temple of Doom, so there's that. So now let's hop into the next topic, and to be honest, this is our final topic, but this is gonna be a pretty big one. So before we hop into this pretty big and main topic, let's eat some bimbo muffins. So now let's hop into our big last main topic, and that is Bob Iger, the legend himself, has stepped down as CEO of Disney, and Bob Chapek will take his place as the CEO of Disney. However, Bob Iger will stay on as executive chairman and will focus a little bit more on the creative side of Disney. Now look, I'd be lying to you if I said that I wasn't surprised by this, because I gotta be honest with you, I was. My mouth literally dropped when I saw this piece of news. And because of the fact that Disney is just doing so well right now, I mean, they are dominating everything and everyone as of this moment. But then I started thinking and was like, maybe Bob Iger just said to himself, look, I've worked all of my life, or most of my life, to get to this spot in my career, to get to the top of the food chain, and I have gotten there. And I have dominated for the past 15 or so years, and I have just kicked everybody's booty. I've done the unimaginable. I brought Pixar back into the Disney fold. I bought Marvel, and I am one of the reasons that there's an MCU today. I did the unspeakable and bought Lucasfilm from the legend himself, George Lucas. I outbid Universal to get 20th Century Fox. I started Disney Plus. I've done so much with these Disney parks. I've just done the unspeakable and unimaginable. I've just dominated everyone, and now I think it's time to move on. At the end of the day, Bob Iger had a Hall of Fame run as CEO, and like the guy is 71, which could probably be one of the reasons that he's probably like, look, I'm 71, okay, I've completed all my goals for my career, I want to do something else. And maybe that was part of the reason as well. Now, look, Bob Iger, again, had a Hall of Fame run as CEO of Disney, and I'm sure Bob Chapek will ask Iger for advice until he kind of gets the run of things, and until he gets the hang of things, excuse me, and we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens with the future of Disney. I mean, yeah, this one actually really came to me as a shock. And then I started thinking about it more, and I was like, all right, maybe this is why this all happened. So let's see what happens next for Disney. Yeah. So that's kind of it. That's it. That's it, folks. That is it for Snack and Chat. I hope all of you had a great time watching this installment of Snack and Chat. And tell me down in the comment section below, what did you think of the topics that we went down into and discovered and talked about and chatted about and snacked about today. And don't forget to like and subscribe, because that is very important. And as always, in every single Kid Critic video, look out for the next video or review. And peace.